Hi. We're moving to your favorite. So when you said cassava leaf, I'm like, yeah, true salon titi.
Yes, this is the national dish.
It is.
Of Sierra Leone.
Absolutely.
And I understand why that is, because it's amazing. It's sweet, it's fine, it's nice. Because honestly, I don't know who doesn't like.
Seriously, I've never met a Sierra Leonean that doesn't like cassava leaves. Because cassava leaf is just that food hug, isn't it? It's like once you finish it, it's almost like having a blanket covering you when you're eating it. It's just super, super delicious. And I'm using some goat meat, and we've got the cassava leaf here. So this is yucca, cassava. It's this green leaf over there here that turns into this deliciousness that you're not going to understand. It's hard to explain. I've got some beef stock in here, some beef and bone, and then you just kind of ask your butcher. Good suppliers. So I've got a good butcher and I get a lot of bones. If I'm not giving it to the dog, I'm making good stock with it. So the first thing we put in there is the cassava leaves. It's going in the beef stock. I can't believe
this is my first time ever making it.
Is this your first time?
I've eaten it so many times, but when my mum's cooking, I just try not to get in her way. Because we'll call some
cooking is a serious business.
Yes,
though,
it is.
Seriously. It is. So, and now I'm putting that goat meat in here. I'm missing one very, very important ingredient for cassava leaf, which is the ogiri. A traditional dish like plasas is no plasas without ogiri. It does the same thing as miso does in Japanese food. It's that umami, that richness. The reason why you don't, when you're eating cassava leaf, you just want to continue eating it. It's that food hug. It's the ogiri.
This is what ogiri looks like.
You just get the fermented flavor rather than a stinky flavor. You know, in Sierra Leone, we would have used like the wooden mortar and pestle. Yeah? Put my back into it. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to it. When they ferment the ogiri, they add salt, which gives it flavor. That is just to help me crush it quite nicely, because the salts that they add once they've fermented and smoke it, there's two things. It kills all the bacteria, like saying that's enough, we've had enough of you now fermenting the sesame seed. And then the second reason why they use it is also to add flavor. But whilst I'm doing this, I want to ask you some questions about main character, energy, bad beat. It's confidence, isn't it?
Right.
Because sometimes, you know, we have this thing, like I have it, I doubt myself in situations where you're thinking, oh my God, am I good enough? Am I doing the best thing? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm really looking forward to diving into this, or for you to tell me a little bit more about main character energy. So
I wrote this book because when I was feeling low and depressed about life and my situation, being of someone that has dwarfism and not being around people that does have it, it kind of made me feel very alone and insecure and low, and I had really, really low self-esteem. I looked to self-help books to try help me find some guidance. And reading the book, The Secret by Rhonda Burns, really helps me manifest that inner bad bee that I was looking for and wanted to be in life. So I unlocked that through doing things out of my comfort zone, like modelling. Then when I did modelling, posting it on social media and seeing how the snowball effect happened after that really boosted my confidence, because I realised if I do things out of my comfort zone that I would usually be scared of, then there's so many possibilities that I'm unlocking for myself. When that happened, doing social media and realising that I could build a community, I realised I can go on TV as well. There's so many things that I realised I could do. I just wanted to share that with so many people that feel stuck, feel alone, feel like they're not good enough and doubt themselves, by sharing my story and sharing the things that I've gone through in my life.
For somebody like me, you know, leaving my job and starting something new, I definitely need that bad bee energy, because sometimes you just feel like, oh, you know, have I done the right thing? Is what I'm doing good enough? And that, so you kind of almost need like a little boost there to tell you that, you know, you're fine, you're doing okay, and keep going, and that. So it's really good. It's really, really good. And you've done like modeling as well.
Yes, I've done modeling.
Wow.
I've been on Vogue. Yeah, I know. I was shocked. That was my first time modeling as well. Oh, in my underwear. I thought to myself, well, I'm here now. I can't escape. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? And I ended up getting how many likes on Instagram. I was like, okay, I'll keep being in my underwear.
Exactly. That's amazing.
It was like a shock to me that people liked what I did, and they
but you've got that your social media is just such a fantastic energy. Whenever I see you dancing, like in my head, I'm the best dancer. Because when I'm sitting on the sofa doing my thing, I'm thinking, oh yeah, you're so good, Maria. But then I start dancing, I'm like, nah, it's not that good. Yeah.
We all have our strengths, okay?
Mine is obviously cooking.
Yours is cooking.
Cassava
Mine isn't cooking. I love dancing. And we all have to embrace it somehow.
Yeah.
And I love how you embrace your cooking by doing a cookbook. That's how you embrace your main character energy, because you were like, I want to do something that's out of my comfort zone. I don't know if people are going to buy it. I don't know if people are going to like it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
The cassava leaf is in here, and I've added that ogiri to it, and it's got the meats as well. So I'm going to put the lid down.
How long does it need to take to boil?
So it's going to boil until that cassava leaf turns dark green, like a combat green.
I know what kind of green
so exactly about. Once it goes to that combat green and then the meat softens as well, you know that okay, you're on the right track with the cassava leaf. Then you start adding other bits to it.
I can't believe I'm making cassava leaf. Yes. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about your greatest achievements to date, and I'm sure it's not doing onions.
It might be at this point. My one probably has to be winning Women Creator of the Year award this year, and I actually received it last month, and it's very fresh in my mind that I can't believe I won this. Still like shocked about it, because I feel like I've got imposter syndrome where I think, oh, but someone else deserves it more than me. Yeah. They did this, they did that. What did I do? Yeah. Because what I do, I just do it, I do it for fun. You enjoy it. I enjoy it so much.
And you almost feel like getting an award for something that you enjoy is like,
oh my God.
What the heck?
What exactly.
Check you out getting all chefy. Yeah. Look at you doing all the patterns before you. I know. Where did you learn that?
Maybe Gordon Ramsay. I'm joking, from my mother. I'm getting a bit emotional. It's not because of the onions. I'm joking. I'm joking. So, one of my commandments is to be unexpected.
Okay.
I have a condition called achondroplasia, which causes the meat to be short.
Okay.
And every time I walk into a room, I'm always looked at because no one ever expects me. So I always advise people, standing out, it's not a bad thing.
No.
It's always a good thing, because people see you.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be seen, but they don't want to stand out.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to stand out for the right reason.
Oh, absolutely.
And stand out because you want to shine. I also encourage people to love themselves.
Absolutely.
So one of the chapters is called Love You.
Love You, okay.
And this is where I talk about, how it was hard for me to find love. I look so emotional right now because of the onions.
It's the onion. Do you want me to take over?
Makeup. No, I can do this. I can do this.
I can do this.
Do you know what? I'm going to let you do it. I've done
Should I do
now.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done one, actually. To be honest, you've done your best. So let me take over.
Let me just stand. Let me stand here and look pretty.
Let me stand there and look pretty.
Okay. Anyway.
It just feels like you've been talking about Alan. Emotional.
When is he coming back? Continuing on from that question. So, loving you. So when I met Alan, I was in a place of, I've had enough of these trash men. Mm-hmm. I want to be loved. when I did meet him, I had a criteria and he met all of it for me.
That's good.
And, you know, meeting someone that has a disability as well, loves to dance, loves to be behind the camera. I was just like, I am winning. This is what happens when you're patient.
Yeah.
Because before that, I would allow men to fetishize me. I never met someone that actually liked me. It was mainly because, I was a bucket list girl, you know? So that frustrated me. At one point, I didn't think I'd ever even find love. So, yeah.
Alan sounds amazing.
He is.
Seriously.
He's a lovely man.
He sounds really
amazing
man.
I'm not going to lie.
Everyone needs an Alan in their life.
Yes, that's it. Everyone needs an Alan in their life. He's just so kind and
that name as well, Alan.
Alan.
Sounds solid.
Yeah, it is. It
Very
is.
solid.
When I'm calling him, I'm like, Alan! Alan! He's like, babe, what do you want? Are you all right?
Yeah.
I've got a video idea.
Goodness.
I've got a video. All right, what is it? I love your chopping skills. Isn't cute?
Cost me thousands to learn that.
Really?
Yeah, culinary school.
Go like that. How did you and Ben meet?
We met at uni. We've been married for 19 years. So next year will be nearly 20 years. We've got an 18-year-old. It makes me feel old, doesn't it? I don't feel like, seriously, I feel like, how did I have an 18-year-old? And then we've got Chase. He's 9. So Chase is autistic. We found out when he was 2.
What were the signs?
He had speech delay. I think because I've had a child before, it was very noticeable that he was a little bit different from Charlie. He wasn't talking, and he wasn't babbling or anything like you get like toddlers do. So that got me a bit concerned, and I got him to a hospital, and they were like, no, you know, boys develop a little bit later.
Right.
But I'm like, I know boys develop a little bit later, but he's not doing what he's supposed to do. We were referred, nothing happened. And then we just thought, you know what, we need to go out and find out what's happening. And we were told he's autistic. We accepted it much quicker than everybody else. Because everybody else, when you say, especially in the Sierra Leonean community, when you say your child is autistic, it feels like you just said the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And they just instantly they start thinking you're saying something horrible about your own child.
But it's just the way
exactly. It's just the way his brain works.
Yeah.
And that's just it. He's got an amazing memory. I feel like he was like sent to us to teach us lessons because he's very, very gentle. He's very, very friendly, especially once he gets to know you. He's very protective of Charlie as well. So these days we can't tell Charlie off. Seriously. It's annoying. Because the minute you start telling Charlie off, just feels like you're telling him off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. Doesn't like it at all.
When I did a show called Don't Look Down, Paddy McGuinness has 3 autistic children.
3?
Yeah.
Wow.
All his children, it's a lot for him, you know? At one point he had to leave filming because he couldn't find a babysitter. And he, in a way where he can't just find a random one. It has to be him.
Yeah.
Or his wife.
Yes. Absolutely.
So,
and quite a lot of time people don't understand that, do they?
No.
And I can't just take Chase everywhere because sound, he doesn't like loud noise. Personal space is very important to him, should be important to all of us, but it's extremely important to him. You can't just go to him, like he's not a child that you could just, becomes quite friendly easily. He needs to really know you and trust you, and then he can open up. Being different is something that we need to obviously talk about a lot more in our community, because we have a community where people don't respect differences, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's still so taboo.
Once you get to understand it, then you realize there's nothing to be scared of. Like, I'm not scared that Chase is autistic, because I know that the way his brain works is different from mine, but there's a lot of things that I could learn from him as well. And there's a lot of things as parents that he's teaching us on a daily basis. So we're here for the ride, basically.
That's it.
Yeah. And it's about telling people that, or teaching people that, no, he's fine. I'm not sad that he's autistic at all, and then it's celebrating those differences and making people understand that it's okay. It's okay to be different.
It's okay.
It's absolutely okay. We should not be the same thing anyway.
If we were all the same, it would be so boring.
Life would be boring, isn't it?
So
Imagine,
boring.
Seriously. Peel this off here. That smoked fish and that ogiri, when it's added together, it's just, it gives you a flavor that you can... Flavor explosion. You can replicate that flavor.
Delish.
Very delish. You can buy this from Caddy Fresh, where she's done this already. So if you're somebody who is not experienced with smoked fish,
like me,
like you, or anyone else, she would have done this already. It's quite an important part of this dish, the smoked fish. But I have to say, there are times when I don't have smoked fish, where I'll get filleted fish from my fishmonger, and I just steam it and then add it at the very, very end of my cassava leaf.
Does it give it the same effect, similar effects?
Not necessarily. It won't have the smoky flavor, but it'll still give it like a fish flavor.
What made you fall in love with cooking?
Cooking has always been something that I was always drawn to it. I think because to me, it just means this togetherness as well. I talk a lot in the book about commensality, which is cooking together and eating together. Last year when we were doing location shoots, especially, it did struck me how much I've missed it. Like, just the cooking together and eating together, especially weekends. What used to happen is, like, breakfast used to be all cooked and put on a big platter with my siblings and everyone, and we just eat together. This has been boiling for about an hour now, so that meat should be nice and tender. The cassava leaf is cooked, and we've got that dark green color, which is what we're looking for. So we're gonna add some peanut butter. This is unsalted, so natural, no sugar, no nonsense added to it. But this way, what it does, it allows you to add your own salt, especially because we've had a beef stock, which is, as it boils down, it reduces, it gets more flavor. I'm gonna add all of this.
Scotch bonnet.
Yes, all of that.
We want it spicy.
We want it spicy. So I've added all of that. Just gonna make sure that that's mixed in really well. I'm just gonna leave that to boil for a bit. These are all things that don't take that long to cook, because that's been smoked and cooked. Onions doesn't take long. This is already cooked. That is just coconut oil.
Dried okra?
Yeah, so that brings it all together. This is the moment where the cassava leaves kind of start having personality.
Yes.
Like, you start having attitude and going everywhere. And then okay, my cassava leaf is on point. We're getting there. So our cassava leaf and
looks so good.
Peanut butter has been cooking for about 10-15 minutes. So we're gonna add our smoked fish in. So at the bottom there, we have what's known as bunga. There's a whole song about it. That's how much we love it. Kinjimi, around the water side. Yep. Then we add our butter beans.
Already cooked.
Which is already cooked.
Butter beans has this sweet flavour.
So lovely.
I love biting into it.
All this richness.
Yeah, it's very nice.
We have our coconut oil. Then we add our onions. And then we just mix it all in. Let this cook for 10 minutes.
This looks delicious.
Saki Tamboi. That's what they call it, Mende. Everything is kind of come together now.
It looks delicious.
We just mix it. It's got all that cassava leaf goodness in there.
I can't wait to eat it.
Dried okra bits. We're just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on. We'll do about 3 teaspoons of that, and then we give it a little bit of stir. The dried okra's purpose is it's almost like a thickener, and gives it that oti taste that you I don't know how to describe that togetherness that we're after. Tiny bit more, and what you see, it's like, it's not oily, greasy. It's not oily. We want the coconut oil flavor, but we don't want it greasy or anything like that.
That's it.
As I say, the smoke. You can use fresh okra as well, but if you're using fresh okra, you have to grate it. Let's taste it. Do you want to do the salon tasting? Or
yes, I want to do the salon.
You want to do the salon tasting? All right.
We put it on our hand and lick it.
Yeah.
It's just the thing. It's just the thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing, right? Should we do it?
I love the fish taste. It's very nice.
Can you taste the fish taste and the coconut? Can you taste coconut flavor and the chili? It's not as hot, not too hot, but there's more chili, whole chilies in there. So what you can do is like you can smash it if you want more heat.
That's it.
This is
some goodness.
Cannot
wait to try.
Oh, you like chili? So I'm gonna put a bit of chili.
Yes.
On there. A little bit of this on top, so it looks a bit.
Oh, this looks juicy.
Oh, I can see you went for butter beans. Love butter beans.
That's good. I just feel like I'm at home. I feel really inspired because you've placed all these Sierra Leonean recipes in your book. Now I feel like I'm able to make these kind of dishes and make my mum proud, make everyone proud. Like, because before I'll just let my mum do it, but my mum's not going to be around forever. So you've placed it all in a book where we can all learn how to make these dishes.
And the stories behind it as well.
What page is it?
Page 139.
Amazing.
And get the feels that Fat's getting right now.
Please. It's delightful.
It's delightful, yeah. So there you go. You don't have to be Sierra Leonean. You just have to love food. If you love food, you love comfort food, you love food that gives you a hug, check out my book and check out Cassava Leaf on page 139 and cook your deliciousness at home.
I agree. Sorry.